Welcome back to London Live News. The Braid ensemble is about to make its debut at the Purcell Room, representing a programme of works by its founder, composer David Braid, who also conducts the concert as well. Joining me, he is here with the mezzo-soprano Emily Gray. Now, before we get chatting, let's have a listen to what you actually do. That's beautiful. You've got a gorgeous voice. Really nice. I mean, how do you get to that stage?
Oh, panic. Years of panic. And then you sit in your room thinking about it. And I was trained as a child, and I went to Cheetham School of Music, so they took it over for a bit. And then I got stage fright and stopped for 10 years. And then you train at a conservatoire. That's what I did.
You stopped for 10 years because you got stage fright?
Yeah.
Wow. How did you get over that?
People just told me I was good.
Oh, wow, so confident.
He's one of them.
But that just shows you people like you, David, are so important then for Emily, because it is all about that. You need that encouragement to say, you can do it, you are good, because sometimes people don't tell you you're very good.
Yes. No, absolutely. Yeah.
And you don't know, you have no frame of reference. It's a very competitive industry, so and people are more likely to tell you what you're doing wrong than what you're doing right.
That's the nature of humanity, I think, sometimes. Tell us about this show then, David.
Well, these are musicians I've worked with for quite a few years, and we've been doing different projects, duos, trios and things, and it just suddenly dawned on me that if we put them all together and just call it something, and then we could just have a controlled environment where we can just work on these new works and just get them absolutely right, not changing people all the time, not doing tons of repertoire, just focusing on one thing.
So you have the chemistry there.
Exactly. We build it up like a jazz musicians would, you know, they just bounce off each other.
Because it's very mesmerising and intense. Is that what you're going for?
No.
No, whatever she says.
Yes.
Because you kind of fall into it, don't you? And you go in the zone.
And it's not really a sound world that... I think David's created a unique sound world. So it's, I mean, technically we're classical music, but it's other. So don't go with any preconceived notions of what it might sound like. And it's an unusual musical grouping. The instruments are not typical.
Oh yeah. So what are they?
Well, we've got Emily, mezzo, obviously. We've got Peter Sigleris on clarinet. We've got Gerard Cousins, guitar, and Rosita Stoicheva, piano. So guitar, piano, clarinet and voice. Very unusual. There is no repertoire in the world for that.
Really?
Yeah. Well, there is now, because I wrote it all. Yeah. But there was none before.
Oh, super. I didn't know that. So that's
Well, I used to play the guitar and piano, you see, and that's a really unusual blend, but they really lock together. And clarinet is like glue. It just brings everything together. It makes everything sound broad. And then obviously with voice you've got text and a whole lot. You use it as an instrument as well. It's not just words, you know.
Yeah.
And these are instruments where, like a piano and a clarinet, they're very precise. You know. I mean, strings are fine and everything, but you have to get really, really good violinists, and you know, and then they're all sight reading and everything. With clarinet and piano, it's just go boom, it's there.
Yeah.
Same with guitar and with voice.
So is that what makes your show different then? The combination?
Yeah.
Because it's so eclectic.
And his work, which doesn't sound like anybody else's work. It is unusually original in a very true sense, and also we're not going to be fancy or ostracising about it. I will probably wear my gold trainers. We are going as musicians and minds and friends and nothing else. So
because sometimes it can be quite elitist, this style of music.
Yeah. Well, this is not classical music. I'm not dead yet. You know, ask in 400 years' time. But, you know, classical music is music past its time, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think people might call it something like contemporary classical music, but then that makes it sound like it might be something atonal and unapproachable and angular. We're none of those things, so it's difficult to label it. But
guys, we'll have to leave it there, but thank you so much indeed, David and Emily. I appreciate you coming into the studio. Well, the Braid Ensemble will be performing. It's tomorrow night at the South Bank Centre. You can get tickets available on the website, so do so if you fancy that. That's it from us. Thank you very much indeed for watching here on London Live. Luke Blackall is next, but in the meantime, let's have a look at those photos that you've been sending us on Instagram.